Imagine a continent larger than the United States, filled with mountains, volcanoes, billions of tons of fresh water, and possibly enormous untapped natural resources. Now imagine, no country owns it. Not America, not Russia, not China, not even the countries closest to it. How is that possible? And why have the world's most powerful nations agreed to leave an entire continent without an owner? The answer is one of the most fascinating political agreements ever made, and it may not last forever. Antarctica is unlike anywhere else on Earth. It has no permanent cities, no president, no military, no private landowners, only scientists, penguins, and some of the harshest weather on the planet. But beneath its endless ice lies a story of exploration, international rivalry, and a treaty that changed history. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Antarctica belongs to no one, and why that fragile balance is becoming increasingly difficult to maintain. Antarctica is the fifth largest continent on Earth, covering around 14 million square kilometers. It's nearly twice the size of Australia, yet almost no one lives there permanently. During winter, temperatures can fall below -80 degrees Celsius. Powerful winds regularly exceed 300 kilometers per hour. Some places receive almost no snowfall, despite being covered in ice, making parts of Antarctica technically one of the world's largest deserts. Around 98% of the continent is buried beneath an ice sheet, averaging nearly 2 kilometers thick. If all that ice melted, global sea levels could rise by almost 60 meters, enough to reshape coastlines across the entire planet. For centuries, these brutal conditions discouraged human settlement, but they couldn't stop curiosity. As explorers slowly revealed the frozen continent, another question emerged. Who would own it? In the early 20th century, countries began making territorial claims. Britain claimed large sections. Then came France, Norway, Australia, New Zealand, Argentina, Chile. Some claims even overlapped. Argentina, Chile, and the United Kingdom each claimed parts of the same region. Imagine 3 different countries saying, "This land is ours." At the same time, tensions slowly increased. Then came the Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union both showed interest. Neither officially claimed territory, but both reserved the right to do so later. For a moment, it looked as though Antarctica might become another battlefield for global power. But history took a completely unexpected turn. In 1959, something extraordinary happened. 12 countries signed what became known as the Antarctic Treaty. Instead of fighting over Antarctica, they agreed to protect it. Military activity was banned. Nuclear testing was prohibited. Radioactive waste disposal became illegal. Scientific research would be shared openly, and most importantly, no new territorial claims would be recognized while the treaty remained in force. It was one of the first major international agreements focused on peaceful cooperation instead of competition. In a world divided by Cold War politics, Antarctica became neutral ground. Scientists from different nations, sometimes political rivals elsewhere, worked side by side in one of Earth's harshest environments. The frozen continent became something almost unheard of, a place dedicated primarily to science. But what happened next was even more surprising. Because even though no one officially owns Antarctica, many countries never completely gave up their ambitions. Hidden beneath Antarctica's enormous ice sheet, Scientists believe there may be vast reserves of valuable minerals, coal, iron ore, copper, nickel, rare earth elements, and possibly oil and natural gas beneath the surrounding seabed. Exactly how much exists remains uncertain. Because large-scale mining is banned, the continent also holds about 70% of Earth's fresh water locked inside its ice. That alone makes Antarctica one of the most strategically important places on the planet. Researchers have also discovered hundreds of hidden lakes beneath the ice, entire mountain ranges, ancient fossils, and microorganisms that survived in complete isolation for millions of years. Every scientific discovery reveals another mystery. It's almost like exploring another planet without ever leaving Earth. Today, more than 70 research stations operate across Antarctica. Countries including the United States, China, Russia, India, Australia, Japan, South Korea, and many others maintain a scientific presence there. Officially, their mission is research, studying climate change, wildlife, astronomy, glaciers, Earth's history. But geopolitics is never far away. As technology advances and resources become more valuable, some experts wonder whether scientific stations could one day support larger strategic ambitions. Climate change is making parts of Antarctica easier to access than ever before. The pressure to explore, or eventually exploit, its resources may continue growing. The Antarctic Treaty has worked remarkably well for decades, but every international agreement ultimately depends on countries choosing to honor it. And that raises an important question. How long will that cooperation last? Perhaps the greatest lesson Antarctica teaches us isn't about ice. It's about cooperation. In a world often divided by politics, religion, economics, and borders, one entire continent has remained dedicated mostly to peaceful science for more than 60 years. No permanent government, no armies, no wars, no cities, just researchers working together to better understand our planet. Antarctica reminds us that some places are simply too important to belong to any one nation, because what happens there affects everyone. Its ice influences global sea levels. Its climate shapes weather patterns across continents. Its scientific discoveries help us understand Earth's past and prepare for its future. The frozen continent may appear empty, but its importance could hardly be greater. So, the next time someone asks, who owns Antarctica? The answer is surprisingly simple. No one. And perhaps that's exactly why it remains one of the most extraordinary places on Earth. Do you think Antarctica should always remain protected? Or will countries eventually compete for its resources? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed discovering one of the world's greatest geopolitical mysteries, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and join us for more incredible stories from around our planet. Because sometimes the most fascinating places are the ones that belong to everyone.